Warner Bros. Commissioned a director's cut properly in 1992. But the problem was, Ridley's in between two different films. He's finishing up Thelma and Louise and prepping for 1492, The Conquest of Paradise, so he doesn't have time to go sit in an editing bay and kind of work things out with someone for weeks on end. So he just kind of wrote up a couple notes saying, get rid of the voiceover narration, get rid of the happy ending, and add in a particular sequence that was shot during the original production of the entire film, where Ridley really didn't tell anyone exactly what he was shooting for. A lot of people thought this Unicron sequence was something he was kind of doing like test footage for his next film, Legend, on Blade Runner's tab. Well, that really wasn't the case. It was very much the type of thing that was kind of stirring around the back of his mind, built up from a misconception from an earlier version of the entire script here, because like I said, you have two screenwriters here were Hampton Fancher and David Peoples, but they weren't working together. They were kind of getting the script batted around back and forth between them. And there's a particular line, and this was kind of covered from Mark Kermode, British film critic, actually did in 2000 a documentary called On the Edge of Blade Runner, where he interviewed all the major players, including Hampton Fancher and David Peoples. Now, it wasn't present in the documentary itself, but in one of his Kermode Uncut videos from several years ago, he actually addressed the entire thing where in the interviews he conducted with the two screenwriters, and apparently there was a line in one of the script drafts that one of them wrote that got misconstrued by the other one, where this entire discussion between Deckard and Rachel, where they're talking about Rachel's end date and incept dates and all the terminations and longevity and stuff like that. And Deckard says this entire line, apparently, where he says, well, what about my end date? Talking kind of spiritual terms, like talking to God, like philosophically, like how long do I have to live? Talking about my maker, all that type of stuff. Apparently the other screenwriter misconstrued that line to believe that Deckard's a replicant. He's an android. He's not human. And so that kind of got swirled around in all these different directions where everyone kind of implicated everyone else about conceiving the idea when no one actually originally conceived the idea that they thought they did. Everything just had this weird genesis in entire production of the entire film here, where the entire thing got out to Ridley Scott, and he thought that was actually a brilliant idea. Wonderful. He's not human. He's an android. And then when it comes up to the director's cut, it much more directly implicates the fact that Deckard is possibly a replicant, because it moves the entire thing with the origami unicorn at the end of the film, left by Gaff at Deckard's apartment, recontextualizing the entire end of the film through Ridley Scott's intentions here, that Deckard is a replicant, that Gaff knows what's inside Deckard's head because they're implants made for a replicant, the same as what Deckard was able to see about Rachel's memories and her implants, all that type of stuff.